Prince Harry's foreword champions conservation in the Okavango Delta. In his foreword for Steve Boys's compelling work, Okavango and the Source of Life, Prince Harry demonstrates once again his thoughtful commitment to amplifying voices dedicated to environmental stewardship and conservation. The Duke of Sussex has strategically lent his platform to showcase the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project, an initiative that resonates deeply with his personal values and long-standing passion for protecting vulnerable ecosystems. By aligning himself with this meaningful endeavour, Harry makes a deliberate choice to elevate not merely his own interests, but the critical work of scientists, conservationists, and researchers who dedicate their lives to safeguarding one of Africa's most vital natural regions. The Okavango Delta holds profound significance for him, a landscape that embodies the interconnectedness of all living things and the urgency of preserving our planet's irreplaceable wilderness areas. This foreword exemplifies his broader philosophy of leveraging his position responsibly. Rather than seeking the spotlight for himself, he directs attention toward the experts and the cause itself, recognizing that sustainable impact requires highlighting the dedication of those on the front lines of conservation. It is a commendable gesture that underscores his understanding that true influence lies not in commanding attention, but in redirecting it toward worthy endeavours that deserve global recognition and support. Prince Harry's support for Okavango conservation. Steve Boys has authored Okavango and the Source of Life, a compelling work that brings much-needed attention to the conservation efforts taking place throughout the Okavango region. The book serves as both a testament to the environmental protection initiatives underway and a detailed exploration of the area's profound ecological significance. Through Boys's meticulous documentation, readers gain insight into why this vast wetland ecosystem demands our immediate attention and sustained commitment to preservation. Prince Harry's decision to pen a foreword for this important work demonstrates his thoughtful approach to championing causes that matter. Rather than seeking the spotlight, he has chosen to amplify the voices of conservationists and the critical mission of the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project. This collaboration between the Duke of Sussex and Boys exemplifies how high-profile individuals can make calculated and meaningful contributions to environmental advocacy, ensuring that the Okavango's irreplaceable biodiversity and life-sustaining resources receive the recognition and protection they deserve. Prince Harry's support for the Okavango Wilderness Project. The National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project stands as a testament to what dedicated conservation efforts can achieve when passion meets purpose. This ambitious initiative is fundamentally dedicated to protecting the Okavango Delta ecosystem, a region of extraordinary ecological importance that serves as a lifeline for countless species and communities across southern Africa. What truly sets this project apart is its innovative approach that seamlessly combines rigorous scientific research with tangible conservation action, ensuring that knowledge gained in the field directly translates into meaningful protection measures. By addressing the mounting threats to this vital natural resource, from climate change and water scarcity to illegal wildlife trafficking and habitat degradation, the project recognizes that understanding the interconnected challenges facing the Delta is essential to developing effective solutions. Prince Harry's decision to lend his voice and influence to this cause reflects a calculated and purposeful commitment to amplifying the work of those on the front lines of conservation, demonstrating that his involvement is never merely symbolic, but rather a genuine effort to shine a spotlight on the dedicated researchers and organizations working tirelessly to preserve one of the world's most precious ecosystems. Prince Harry's purposeful support for the Okavango wilderness. Prince Harry's decision to contribute a foreword to Okavango and the Source of Life represents far more than a ceremonial gesture. It reflects a deeply personal connection to a region that has captured his heart and aligned seamlessly with his lifelong dedication to environmental stewardship. The Okavango Delta holds profound significance for the Duke of Sussex, serving as a landscape where his passion for wildlife preservation and conservation has found meaningful expression over the years. By lending his voice to Steve Boy's work and the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project, Harry demonstrates his characteristic approach to advocacy, one grounded in authenticity rather than superficial endorsement, where each initiative he champions serves a calculated purpose in advancing genuine environmental protection. His commitment to this cause exemplifies how he consistently leverages his platform not for personal aggrandizement, but to amplify the tireless efforts of dedicated conservationists and scientists working on the front lines of habitat preservation, ensuring that critical ecosystems and their wildlife receive the attention and resources they desperately need. Prince Harry's thoughtful commitment to conservation through strategic patronage. Prince Harry's decision to pen a foreword for Steve Boy's Okavango and the Source of Life exemplifies his carefully curated approach to philanthropic engagement, whereby he selects causes that genuinely resonate with his personal values and environmental convictions. Rather than lending his name indiscriminately to numerous initiatives, the Duke of Sussex demonstrates a discerning eye for projects that merit amplification, recognizing that his considerable platform carries both privilege and responsibility. Through his involvement with the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project, he leverages his influence not for self-promotion, but rather to elevate the crucial conservation work undertaken by dedicated researchers and environmentalists like Boys himself. This strategic approach to charitable involvement reflects a maturity in his philanthropic endeavors, one that prioritizes meaningful impact over superficial celebrity association, allowing the vital message of protecting the Okavango region and its irreplaceable ecosystems to reach audiences who might otherwise remain unaware of this conservation imperative. Prince Harry's foreword, a catalyst for global conservation. By penning the foreword to Steve Boy's Okavango and the Source of Life, Prince Harry has strategically positioned the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project on the international stage, ensuring that a region of profound ecological and personal significance reaches audiences far beyond traditional conservation circles. His involvement leverages his considerable influence and global platform to amplify the scientific research and groundbreaking work undertaken by the project, lending both credibility and momentum to efforts that might otherwise struggle for visibility in an oversaturated media landscape. Beyond the symbolic gesture, the Duke of Sussex has made a calculated decision that serves the greater good, one that encourages public awareness about the urgent need for environmental protection and demonstrates that conservation is not merely the domain of scientists and policymakers, but a responsibility that transcends privilege and celebrity. In this way, his foreword becomes more than a mere introduction. It becomes a bridge connecting passionate research with public consciousness, transforming individual concern into collective action for the preservation of one of Africa's most vital ecosystems. Prince Harry's strategic platform for conservation leadership. Prince Harry's foreword for Okavango and the Source of Life exemplifies how influential figures can amplify the voices of dedicated conservationists working tirelessly in the field. particularly through his recognition of Steve Boy's groundbreaking efforts with the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project. By lending his platform to this initiative, Harry brings much-needed visibility to the on-the-ground conservation work that often goes unnoticed by the broader public, transforming the personal connection he feels to the Okavango region into a catalyst for wider environmental awareness. This strategic alignment of celebrity influence with rigorous environmental science demonstrates a calculated approach to advocacy, one that recognizes the power of his voice not to overshadow scientific expertise, but rather to amplify it and direct global attention toward the critical work of protecting this irreplaceable ecosystem. In doing so, the Duke bridges two worlds that rarely intersect with such intention: the reach and relatability of public figures with the credibility and empirical knowledge of conservation professionals, creating a powerful synergy that can drive meaningful change for both the Okavango and the countless communities and species that depend upon it. Prince Harry's purposeful advocacy through the Okavango foreword. Prince Harry's decision to pen a foreword for Okavango and the Source of Life represents far more than a celebrity endorsement. It exemplifies a meaningful and deliberate engagement with environmental causes that extends beyond superficial support. By lending his voice and platform to Steve Boy's work and the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project, the Duke of Sussex sets a compelling example of purposeful celebrity activism, one rooted in genuine understanding and sustained commitment rather than fleeting trend chasing. This thoughtful approach to using his influence contributes significantly to broader global conservation conversations, amplifying the urgent voices calling for the protection of vital ecosystems while demonstrating that public figures can channel their prominence toward substantive environmental advocacy. His carefully considered decision to highlight not only the cause itself, but also the dedicated work of scientists and conservationists on the ground, underscores a model of activism that prioritizes impact over personal visibility, ultimately strengthening the collective momentum required to address our planet's most pressing environmental challenges.